Hi, everyone. Welcome to this week. If you're with LPS, you're on spring break this week, so I hope you're having a fabulous time. Sorry we're not on break at the same time, but then I know some of you go on break next week and others the following week. So hopefully you're getting away, having some fun, being able to relax. Hopefully we'll take into account so I don't overwhelm you with work. I have watched your lesson plan videos. I have posted responses in all of the small groups, and we'll start looking at last week's assignment tomorrow once it's all posted. So lesson plans were great. Really nice to see them. Minimal, at least what I heard of, minimal technology issues. I know for some of you that probably maybe struggled and stretched your skills a little bit, but it's frankly what I'm trying to do too this year with the class and integrating a little bit more technology. You guys are sharing some with me. Scott in his video talked about Swivel, super cool. I wish it was a cheaper form of, I guess, so-called technology or more accessibility to help with videotaping students in classes. So that was very cool. So as you'll see in my notes this week, this is the last week we're using the Archer Hughes book. So from there on out, we're going to be transitioning totally into the Boss Vaughn and using some of the videos that are provided along the way in that textbook. So this wraps it up. This week, the focus is really on corrective responding, providing positive specific praise. I addressed that in my notes to you, but I think this is, as with the last 3 chapters we've been through, or actually 4 chapters we've been through, I think the information is just so critical to teaching, frankly, all kids, but specifically kids with disabilities, so they're able to learn. They are responding at high rates, which means that they're learning the material and they're having a decrease in their behaviors because they're actively engaged. Again, I loved watching the video, especially you guys that did them with students was super cool. And even those that didn't, that actually acted through their teaching was really good. And that was my intent. And for the most part, that really got met. So again, great work. And as you'll see what I wrote, a lot of you already use some of these skills. And how do you do a great job correcting students so they learn, but you keep them motivated to continue to take those risks and try. That is a really, really hard balance to do in the classroom. And for new teachers, they're afraid to do it because they don't want to shut kids down or make them feel bad. But if you're skilled at doing it, and skilled means you've practiced it, you can really do that and you become much more like an investigator, hence the mustache. And being able to investigate that, maybe we should have an eyeglass then too. That's an investigator. And detective, and you want to figure out why are they doing it wrong and what's their processing so you can correct it on the spot during guided practice or even during your teaching, and you're not having to then spend more time doing reteaching later. And when you get to reteaching, you know that they've already learned it incorrectly, so you're having to unteach it and reteach the skills. It's much more challenging. Providing positive specific praise is huge, both with academic skills, so kids know exactly what they're doing correctly, then everybody can learn, and then also with behaviors. Kids that are struggling to manage their own behaviors need to hear it immediately, and if they don't hear it immediately, it's a really pretty good chance I'll do something naughty in between times and they won't get the cause and effect. When I did this, I got positive praise. So very, very important. I think the Archer Hughes book does a really nice job going over this, providing a lot of examples. Excuse me, you'll see that in the my directions, I highly encourage you to look through those examples and actually do some practice of yourself so you can really see what providing corrective feedback and positive praise looks like, so you can continue to practice that. This week's assignment, I hope makes sense, but clearly there's been some weeks that I'm thinking I'm clear and there's a lot of confusion. So I thought maybe if I added verbal would make a little bit more sense. So this week you also have, well, next week on Tuesday, you'll have your IEP due. So remember that if you're doing it on the SRS system through my school, I will automatically upload it. All you have to do is upload to Blackboard your teacher cheat sheet. If you are doing it through your own school and using whatever system you use, then you just need to block out confidential information, upload it with your cheat sheet via Blackboard, and I'll grade them there. So that's how that will get to me. But since it's a potentially a heavy workload and some people taking breaks, I'm going to balance out this week's assignments and try to keep it a little less, just so I can see that your skill level is there and you know kind of what I want you to be doing, but not trying to kill you. So anyway, what I'm asking you to do this week is showing me 2 examples and 2 non-examples of how to give constructive feedback and positive specific praise. So 2 of them in each area, so it's a total of 8. You can either videotape yourself doing it, and you can just take a lesson plan and do that so you've got some kind of content in front of you. You can write responses and just pull up a Word document and write it right on there. Well, actually not a Word document, you put it on your small discussion board. And again, they're just statements. What would it sound like? Or if you're more adventurous and you want to find, you know, YouTube clips or clips out there on the internet that show those examples, that's all fine as well. But what I'm trying to do this year is maybe incorporate different ways for the students to show your knowledge. Not everything has to be written, not everything has to be discussed, although you will, you know, provide feedback, because I think that's important, to feel like a community, a learning community. So I'm trying to alter my ways. And my hope is that I'm going to be able to get you a confidential survey within the next week for you to give me some feedback on class. So if you don't feel comfortable just emailing me, you can give me some feedback, because I am putting a lot of new things into this class, hopefully modeling how to incorporate different learning modalities and response modalities, as well as just people have different preferences. Some videotaping is, you know, intimidating and they don't want to be on videotape, and other people would rather do it because it's quicker than writing. And some are really into being out on the web and finding different resources. So that's my goal. Hopefully I'll be able to find out from you guys if it's working, if it's not working, or if you have suggestions as we move through the rest of the semester. So that is all I have. I am hoping it's a great week. It's a beautiful weather week. So if you are LPS and on break, I hope you're enjoying it. And as always, if you have questions, just let me know. We'll talk to you next week.